moon square to Neptune. What is squares? Squares is the hard time that two planets or two energies will have with each other. Since the moon, this is what's happening internal. So it's moon square to Neptune. This is your emotions, the hard time your emotions will have with the Neptune traits, which means Neptune is psychic, the moon is psychic, but the moon is psychic when dealing with nurturing, caring, and being in the home and what it's comfortable with. But Neptune is more like a floater, more like can adapt, more like can get around. And so the hard time these people have is being very sensitive. This make them super sensitive where they can't control their emotions and control themselves. Sometimes they're so psychic that they can't understand the psychic gifts. Sometimes they do. But sometimes they can read a person and they know that this person is wrong or lying or doing wrong, but they still forgive these people. And also, they can have a hard time with their emotions. If you can have a very hard time with their emotions with this placement when you got Moon squared to Neptune, they can be super creative. Sometimes it could be hard for them to express their creativity. You know they have it though, and just definitely deal with love, vibration. You know what I mean? Because Neptune is unconditional love, and then you got emotions, so it's internal love. So when they don't trust the spirit, when they don't trust the spirit, they will have definitely a hard time. When they don't have no trust and no faith in the universe or God or the spirit, they will have a hard time in life. So they need to be able to trust the spirit because other than that, they're already looking for love. So why not have love of the universe? Why not have love of knowing who you are? So when they don't know themselves, this could be one of the most what we call the most stubborn placement, or the most not really stubborn, the most uh like downfall placement there is, because these people can accept people who don't really love them in their life. They can attract people who they forgive over and over and over and stuff like that there. And somebody could do something to these people, and they, because they have love for people, they can let them get away and stuff like that there. And also sometimes they can misread people because it could become delusional instead of psychic. But all along, they, they can feel people's energy and they be right, but then then they can annoy it. You see what I'm saying? They can annoy the psychic gifts because the spirit is always trying to talk to them. Always like they all gonna have like spiritual some spiritual message coming to them in some form. You know what I'm saying? Because they super sensitive, so they can feel people pain, they can feel people emotion, they can feel the environment, the energy. So they can be clear. They can be very much clairsentients once they master this placement. So how you beat this placement right here? They have to express their emotions and put into creative work also, and don't be escapists. So long as they don't be escapists and they confront their problems, they'll win. But also they have to have trust in the divine and the spirit. This is about the only way to really win. Because once they trust the divine, the spirit, and they grow spiritually, this is how they win over their emotions. They always will experience emotions comes in all type of ways and all type of forms. Sometimes they can like when they go off on somebody due to them being super emotional, they can express some truth about a person, but at the same time, they can feel another way. They can feel a whole another vibe, whole another way of how they truly feel, because they got so many emotions. Like they feel like this, even though they say this, but they really don't want to express it like that to the person. See what I'm saying? And so this make these people want to be very forgiving to the person who hurt them and who still got bad intentions for them. And so if you could let people take advantage of them, and sometimes they can just cry out of nowhere, like go through things out of nowhere where they just cry, go through pain. They don't know why. They don't understand their emotions right here. So, but also they don't understand that their emotions are part of what is spiritual. See what I'm saying? They can separate their emotions from being spiritual. I have this placement right here. and I went through a lot with this placement. This drive you all the way to going to a mental hospital. This placement right here, if you don't check your emotions, and you can have spiritual attacks and don't know how to deal with it, don't know how to deal. You can blame God for this and for that. I went through it, so they definitely cannot be religion because it'll fit the square. See what I'm saying? It'll fit the hard time, and we can go through more hard time. So they can't be religion. They have to be spiritual. They have to be spiritual because spiritual is loving themselves. They have to be on a love themselves type vibration and know themselves. So they have to be on that. So you got Moon square to Neptune. They super creative. They got this, so that they're above the average of people who creative. So I'm saying they're super creative, and they can be over creative and creative is good, but they have to learn how to control their emotions. You know what I'm saying? They're very stylish because they're creative artists and stuff like that there. But they also acceptance of people, the wrong people. They attract the wrong people. They attract people who are emotional, who can't control their emotions. They attract people who's angry. They attract people who want to take advantage of them. They attract people who could cheat on them over and over and over. But also they can do the same thing. They can play people, use their emotions to play people. You know what I'm saying? People with displacement, they can use their emotions because they can easily read people, and they're super psychic, so they can trick people to do what they want them to do. They can use emotions to manipulate the situation. They can cry, they can whine, do all that there to manipulate the situation. Also, they can do other things. They ain't got to cry and whine, but they will use emotions to manipulate people to get what they want. So people with this placement here, they can do all of that because this is very psychic placement. It is that they will have a hard time with this placement until they master it, until they master this placement. The way they master it, they have to have trust in the divine and discipline themselves. Discipline is the key right here, and learn how to control their emotions so they can know how to be psychic and use their psychic gift, and they know how to help people, and they can know what unconditional love is, and they know what love is, and they won't let nobody deceive them. So with this placement right here, I had to learn. My emotions to be overboard, you know what I'm saying? And also they stay in their dream world, the fantasy world. It feels so good. The fantasy world feels so good. I'm talking about like you don't want to come out of it. I know. But sometimes these people can easily go into trance. They don't know why. They can be thinking of something and they go into a trance and just fall asleep. I do it all the time. And I know it's displacement. It's the emotions square to Neptune. And also I got many other Neptune planets, so it make me easy to be able to deal with displacement. I got some positive aspects too. So to Neptune, one of my dominant planets. So, but some people, they will have a hard time and they don't know why they cry, why they go through it, and stuff like that. It can be things that happen in the world that pick up on that energy. They might don't cry right now, but they might cry later and don't know why they cry. But it's because the incident, or something happening to them, or something happened they seen on TV, something that they seen on TV, or something like that. So when you got Moon to square to Neptune, this can be a very tough placement right here. But it can also could be wonderful and amazing if you discipline yourself and trust the divine spirit, and work on your spiritual growth and controlling yourself, controlling your emotions. So you have to know yourself to control yourself. So that's why being spiritual, having faith and trust in the spirit, and working on your spirituality is very important. Working on your emotions and spirituality is very important because it'll give you that universal love that you need, and you don't have to go to nobody else for it because you already have it. So since you already have it, you will easily attract love anyway because you understand that you're a part of everyone. You know what I mean? You understand that there you have this attraction coming to you with people. You attract good people. Once you have good energy, you will attract it because your emotions rub off on people. So how you feel sometimes can affect the whole environment because your emotions is very powerful. So it's good to have happy emotions, and then you would think this person is sad. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the way they are, or they just got sad or something like that, and but it's you the whole time who made them sad or made them depressed and stuff like that. So they can be a mirror of you, and you could be a mirror of them. You know what I'm saying? You pick up on their energy too, and you could be sad, depressed, or you could be happy depending on the person. But the whole thing is like they're controlling your space and controlling your energy. But you the one supposed to be controlling your energy and make your environment that's around you because you got that ability. You can be the best psychic on earth because this hard time will give you experience, and that's why I'm very psychic. I'm very clairsentient, where I can feel energy and read it. I don't read people, and I was like accurate, spot on, head on. That I mean, reading by what I feel, but also they can be clairvoyants. They can have all psychic gifts according to which one they prefer to use the most or which one that connect them the most. But this placement here, give them the ability to devil to deal with emotions like no other. So once they master this and go through the hard times, they'll know how, because they'll experience this. Experience makes a person the best. So with this placement here, once they get themselves right, they'll be super creative. They'll be one of the best nurturers, healers, everything. And anything that deal with divination, spiritual gurus, spiritual teachers, spiritual masters. So just when they control their emotions, they be the best, like I say, counselors, advisors, nurturers, again, I say. So with this place right here, they can be doctors, nurses, all that there. But they have to get themselves right before they can do it. They can't just do it like a moon in conjunction to Neptune because they automatically most likely gonna be right. If they don't, it's just their choice. It's the choice that they made and they dig the hole for themselves. Or they're not gonna be like a moon trine in Neptune, who just their natural gift. They got to work on it because it's gonna be super powerful. You know what I'm saying? This is gonna be a hard time. It's gonna be what the conflict they will have. Two energies going to war with each other. So they have to master and be able to control these energies. Or let these energies come run in with each other, where they could be able to do some things. So with this being said, these people can get into it with their mother, have like they get into it with their mother or get into it with women's and stuff like that there. But also they can look up to their mother, look up to women and praise them and worship women and go overboard, you know what I mean? And stuff like that there. So also they can let emotions take place where they want to be like a woman too. They could want to be like a woman, or they could want to be like a lady, or they could live in their imaginations of their dream. I don't care if this is a man or a woman, right? Or they could live in their imagination about their dream partner. You know what I'm saying, how they want a partner, this magical, like this perfect partner and stuff like that. That'll never be in their life, you know what I'm saying? Because they in the imagination, they're delusional fantasy mind. So these people have to come back down to reality. So hopefully you have other stuff in your natal chart to help you come back down to reality. I do. That's why I mastered this placement. So right here, they can also like be very wild, very, very wild. Spirit don't care. You know what I'm saying? Do anything because these squares can make them like just go off the chain. Be so wild, have a hard time dealing with this placement, these two energies. I mean, so we can run them crazy. So they can be in mental hospitals, like I say, and be because they see things, hear things, and all type of stuff because they done drove themselves crazy. So, but the thing is, they got the ability to master placements where they could be able to do some things. Cause they could be like, they could be like the superhero and sacrifice themselves and stuff like that. There with this placement here, they can sacrifice themselves for others where they destroy themselves. So you got to watch out for people who manipulate and play them. You see what I'm saying? Who will take advantage of them? If they don't watch out for people, people will take advantage of these people and get them for all their money. Because these people are very giving, they're very loving, they're very kind. You know what I'm saying? Very compassionate. So this right here make them do it overboard to they don't know who they giving to. They giving to a person who don't really like them. Giving to people who using them, stuff like that. So and they can let people, like for example, they can let people go when it comes to somebody that hurt them, like their lover or anybody who had hurt them. They could let these people go or get away with that And these people could give them a sob story and they could fall right back into the same hands of people who have hurt them and who done them wrong. And now they helping these people who hurt them, and they're gonna continue to hurt them again and again and again, and they wonder why they keep getting hurt. Since the moon represents the past, it might be hard for them to let go of when they've been hurt, so they just break down and cry and don't want to move on with their life and want to find a route to escape, find something to escape. They might not want to deal with no more relationships and stuff like that. So that's what this placement deals with. No matter if you're a man or a woman, I'm talking to both man or woman who has this placement. Moon square to Neptune, this could be very difficult. It's all about spiritual warfare and stuff like that there. So once they master this placement, though, like I say, they can be the best on the planet when dealing with love. They can be an example of what love is, all that there. So it's a very powerful placement. They'll be the best psychics on the earth, healers, and everything. So once they master this placement and be able to confront their emotions, because they could be an example and write books and tell stories, and be into the films and be the best filmmakers and everything, because they're super creative, you see, and be the best musicians and things of that nature. But they have to master this placement before they can be able to do that. It starts with controlling their emotions and understanding who they are and stuff like that there, and being having faith in the divine, and knowing, like I said, knowing themselves and disciplining themselves every day until they get themselves right. So they'll know if they get themselves right. You will know, because they will see that you will see the change. Because I know I got myself right. So these people here, they can use anything for addiction. It could be sex, drugs, alcohol, anything, just to escape what they go through emotionally and stuff like that. That you might think they need this stuff to be fulfilled and to be to feel right, But all alone is hurting them. It's hurting, tearing them up on the inside, because they have to eat right. Because this spiritual place, we got Neptune here, so this is probably why their stomach hurt and things like that. There, or they might have breast problems, or in the sex area problems. You see what I'm saying? Or problems in their minds. You see, in their head, brain tumors and stuff like that. So deal with all that. It can get that bad if they don't check themselves. So with this placement here, you have to get yourself right, get your mind right, because you open up that third eye once you get your mind right. You know what I'm saying? Where you can see the big picture, you can move correctly. So if the intuition is very high, they're very empathic, very clairsentient. Once they master themselves, they can always be able to feel energy, and they know they can read anything, any area, any person. They can read people. So this would make them psychic. They pick up on that energy. They can feel that energy, and they know when something gonna happen before it happens. So right here, if they don't have themselves right, if they don't master it, they can be off balance with their psychic gifts and stuff and their abilities, and they wonder why. Why? So they have to master this placement so they can be on point. So this, with this being said, you can use your imagination, but this use it for something good. Come back down. You got to come back down to reality, and to do that, you have to master this placement. Come back down to reality, and you might be the type who fall in trance while you ride in the car. You know what I'm saying? Or fall in a trance no matter where you at. You don't know why you keep falling asleep, because this placement deal with that. You know what I'm saying? You think about something, be deep in your thoughts, and just fall asleep, and you keep waking yourself up like that, there, jumping up. So that's what this deals with. You can see people and see things, and this is a very psychic placement, because it deals with the past too, and it deals with like the old soul placement. So you can be the type that who the spirit always talk to and always trying to get your attention. You don't know what's going on with you. You think you're going crazy, but might be a spiritual guide trying to get in touch with you and stuff like that there. So with this being said right here, just don't let nothing drive you crazy. Master yourself, and you'll know that this is your gift. And you wonder why you see images, why you see flashes. This is really like a gift. You got to be ready to understand that if you see quick images, quick flashes of light, or auras around people like different colors, this your gift. That's all. Don't think you're crazy. You're not crazy. And you're super creative. Use your powers. You know what I'm saying? So you express yourself through your creative works. And tell your story. Let your story get out there. and you be fulfilled. Don't hold it in. The more you hold it in, the more you go crazy. The more it turn you to a loony. You see. So this being said, I know you cry a lot. I know where, but you can control yourself. You have to think positive, put positive stuff in your mind, and if you got other stuff in your natal chart to help you out, you good. You know what I'm saying? Bring reason and logic to why you feel like this, because you definitely be emotional. You definitely be EI, which is emotional intelligence, or the empath, or clairsentient, and or any psychic gift. You got that. You know what I'm saying? Channel energy. You could be the spiritual master and gurus and teachers. So with that being said, had to bring this clarity to everybody. 'Cause I went through the same stuff emotionally, and it was pain in this hell. And sometimes you just cry out of nowhere. You don't know why, and all type of stuff. You can be anywhere. So with this being said, and also when you get bored, you can feel like nothing ain't going on. You know what I'm saying? You can feel like this ain't life. You know what I'm saying? So you got to keep yourself active to your creative works. So this being said, I'm out.